Now, the late British comedian Spike Milligan was renowned for his wit, clever humour and original style, and he was also very candid about his battle with mental illness. His zany humour helped make The Goon Show one of the most popular comedy shows of the last century. But beneath that humour, he had to grapple with depression. Well, new research from Oxford University, based on a study of 500 comics from the UK, the US and Australia, has suggested that many comedians may also suffer from mental illness or even have psychotic personality traits. I've been joined here in the studio by the stand-up comedian and comedy writer Susan Murray. Susan, I mean, mental illness, it isn't a laughing matter really, is it at all? But this link between even psychotic disorders and comedians, is it something that strikes a chord with you?
Well, it doesn't take a genius to work out that it's not normal to stand on stage in front of hundreds of people and want them to love you for telling jokes. I mean, if you go up to any stand-up comedian in this country and just go, "Are you a little bit unhinged?" They go, yeah, of course I am. So it's not, certain elements of it are a surprise, other elements aren't, and it kind of, I don't quite know why they've even done this study, to be honest.
Why? Because it's so obvious to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the fact that, I mean, they are at times highly introverted, but at other times highly extroverted, I suppose.
I think
it's,
comedians, a lot of us are quite naturally shy, and doing the job is, you know, it's quite a hard thing to do, but it's a thing that you do. It's a creative outlet. You know, we're a nation of moaners, aren't we? And I get to moan for a living, but apparently I've got psychotic traits. But then you get somebody who'll work in an office for 50 years and hate their job. I think that's more insane than what I do.
Yeah, but do you think that people with perhaps some kind of mental illness or whatever, you know, these personality traits that we're talking about, might be drawn to the world of comedy because, in a way, it kind of offers them a form of self-medication almost?
Yeah, I think there is a bit of that there. But I think the study is a little bit misleading, like psychotic traits. I mean, I must know what, about 500 comedians. Out of those 500, I know 2 who've had a psychotic episode. And that's nothing compared to if you took a slice of 500 of the general population. That's going to be a far smaller figure. So from that point of view, I think it's a little bit sort of sensationalist, really.
But generally, do you think, I mean, there has always been a widely held view that there is a kind of link between creativity and mental illness or instability, or however you want to describe it, don't you think?
I would go along with that, but I would also...
You know, Vincent van Gogh slicing off his ear. And
yeah,
that kind
absolutely.
of thing.
Yeah. But I would also like to make the point that to do the job that I do, you know, I'm a sort of road dog, you know, live circuit comedian. You've got to be balanced. You've got to be mentally tough. You've got to be physically tough, because it's 24/7. It's driving all the time. It's admin. It's writing jokes. It's non-stop, and you've got to love what you do. And you don't have to be mentally ill to work here, blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot of craft involved, and there's a lot of graft involved. I mean, I write for the news quiz. I once wrote 80 jokes in 2 days.
Good heavens, did you really? Yeah. Where do you get your source material from? Is it...
Oh, well, when you write for news quiz, you write your topical jokes.
No, just generally, I mean, though, for yourself. I mean, how do you...
Just
what's
thoughts
your material?
that come up in my head, or you might be in conversation with someone, or, you know, just generally that, really. Just...
Have you got a short favourite joke you can tell us? As long as it's acceptable for
broadcast
sorry, if I
quality.
call you, you're a comedian. Oh, I see, a broadcast quality. Oh, maybe, maybe not. No, you think
I did. Well, when I was first got the call, it was like, oh, I thought it was about psychopathic tendencies, and I wrote a joke about, wouldn't it be great being a psychopath because you're high flying, you earn loads of money, and no one can break your heart. But but that's not, you know, not the same as psychosis. But I love the fact that people think we are a little bit twisted, and I think being a comedian, it's the most childish job in the world, apart from being an actual child. And if you look at how children behave, they're a little bit bonkers. They're brilliantly bonkers, aren't they? They behave like they're on sort of like, you know.
I've got 4 children of my own, and I agree with you on that. Susan, thanks very much indeed. Susan Murray, there, stand-up comedian, thanks very much indeed for your insights. And that's all from this edition of World News Today for the moment. Next, it's the weather from me, Zeinab Bedawi, and the rest of the team. Goodbye.